Well, good morning, everyone. This is Didier from CORKWARS here at ToutSuite Social Club. And today I have the privilege of hosting Massimiliano Giovannoni from Italy, not from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And we're going to try to do this show in English. Massimiliano, Massi, welcome. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being here. You are from Tuscany.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. And tell me a little bit more about you and how you become a sommelier, why you become a sommelier.
So first, thank you very much for having me here today. So I'm from Tuscany, from a little small town on top of a beautiful hill called Montalcino. That I think that I'm pretty sure that everybody knows. It is a little town because one of the most beautiful Italian red wine is produced over there, the Brunello di Montalcino. So it's been a consequences of a few different things that I became a sommelier. You know, both my grandparents were winemaker. Actually, part of my family, they still make wine. If you're born in a wine country, as you know very well, Didier, there are not a lot of options. You know, or you work for a winery or you work for a restaurant.
That's right.
No matter what, you work in a field for a winery, you work in the marketing for a winery. But you know, me, I always liked to take care of people, to serve the people. So I took the path, the avenue of the restaurant business.
Yeah.
And
how old are you were you when you started it?
I did hospitality schooling in Italy. Really 14 years old. I decided to do hospitality school after I did the IIS, Associazione Italiana Sommelier school. Actually, it's the oldest sommelier school in the world. And I have all my third degree, first, second, and third level.
Okay.
I got my third level when I was 26.
Oh, wow.
Years old.
Yeah, fantastic. And when did you come up to the United States?
I moved into the United States in September 2010.
Okay.
And before to be in the States, I was working in Toronto, in Canada, for 6 months.
6 months. Okay.
I was doing consulting in a Tuscan restaurant.
Okay. And when you came up in the U.S., where did you landed? What was your first big city, or you came up directly to California?
No, actually, I lived in New York. I landed in New York for 3 years.
Oh, yeah?
Before to move to California.
All right.
I was the head sommelier of Del Posto Restaurant, Mario Batali, Joe Bastianic top restaurant.
That's all Italian?
And French.
It's French, okay.
And French. I think one of the biggest champagne selection in the country. And then Joe Bastianic allowed us to have some French jewel out of the list. Not on the list, but yeah. We used to have, they still have some really French jewel from Burgundy, from Bordeaux. But Joe Bastianic doesn't want to see the wine on the list.
Oh, is that right? Just Italian?
Just Italian and champagne.
All right. Oh, okay. Here it is. So, and then, so you spent 3 years in New York, and then how and why did you come up to California?
I started to speak with the chef Chiarello on January. Mm-hmm. And and then he came to New York in March to meet me. And we start to speak, and chef say, you know what, come to California.
You speak in English or in Italian?
No, we are speaking half and half.
Okay, so you speak Italian?
You speak Italian, chef.
Right?
It's great. Yeah.
All right.
It's fun, you know, because at Del Posto in New York, I used to have a lot of Italian. I could speak in Italian. Yeah. Here I have only chef that I can speak in Italian. So, but it's fun. And then so I say, okay, I'm coming to see the restaurant, I'm coming to see Napa Valley. And I came here the week after Easter, and I went back to New York, and I quit.
Is that right? That was it, eh?
That was it. That's it.
Basta.
Basta. Stop. with New York.
Yeah.
You know, I felt really in love with here with
Yeah.
Napa Valley, the feeling, the landscaping, reminded me Tuscan, the
Yeah.
land where I am from. Yeah. Actually, I had a producer the other day told me that he makes wine in Tuscany as well. I told him, you know, you are lucky. I like to call Napa the backyard of God house, but Tuscany is really the front yard of God house. So I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah.
I'm from Tuscany and I live in Napa right now. Yeah.
It's a nice backyard.
Nice backyard.
Yeah. So now you're in a Bottega. You work with a chef, Michael Chiarello. And what is the? Tell us a little bit about the philosophy of the restaurant. What you know, as a tourist, you know, what would I find into your wine list?
For sure, Bottega wine list want to showcase, you know, the best of California.
Okay.
You know, from a great famous winery to a very small, tiny production winemaker or garagist.
Yeah.
Because there are really a lot of garagists here in Napa Valley. They make really great wine. But for sure, our philosophy is to represent wine from Napa Valley, and, you know, to have some great Pinot Chardonnay from the Sonoma coast and from Russian River and Central Valley. And our focus is, being an Italian restaurant, is to have a great Italian wine list to showcase the best of Italy, you know. And today we have a couple of great wine from Italy. Yeah. To have, yes, the big name, the great Barolo, the great Brunello, you know, but having even some fun wine to have our guest experience something different.
Before we go to those wines here, let me ask you this question here. Do you find that California produces some nice Italian varietals wine? You know, a Super Tuscan Cabernet Sauvignon and Sangiovese, for instance, you know, blended but grown here in California. What do you think of the other styles of those wines? Is that something that's appealing to you, or this is something, no, that's not good?
Honestly, as a sommelier at Bottega, if I can find something domestic, you know, I prefer to have something domestic than something Italian. I think in California they are really doing a good job with some producers. They do a really good job with the Sangiovese, of course, with the Californian style. You know, you cannot take off California characteristic from a wine. No matter what, it's two different climate, two different soil, is too different everything. Even you try to make the same wine in the same style with the same process, it's always, you know, the California stem will be always on the wine. But something that I really love.
Yeah. Because you have a lot of people saying, like, you know, California would never make Italian wine, and that I don't like the wines from California that pretend to be Italian or work in the Italian varietals because it's too warm here or whatever, it's too much alcohol or whatever. And you don't have any issues with that. You are capable of recognizing the quality of what is California and enjoy the wine for what they are.
No, for sure. You know, but think about even, you know, in Tuscany, there are so many microclimates. You know, speaking just about Sangiovese, in Tuscany there are so many microclimates. You know, Sangiovese from the Chianti, in Graven Chianti, that is called the Gold Valley on the Chianti, right, a little bit south of Florence, where there is a Tignanello, Solaia, where there are really Querciabella, the cream of the cream, the best winery, you know. And then there is Montalcino, that is a little hill on the south part, and then maybe there is even the Maremma Toscana, that is the south part of Tuscany, right on the coast. You know, sometimes, yes, I feel the California Sangiovese are more similar the Sangiovese from the Maremma Toscana, from the south part of Tuscany. Okay, you know, a little bit warmer.
It's warmer,
warmer climate, a little bit more rich, full body, a little bit more fruit driven. Of course, it's two different wines.
Yeah. Sounds good. So, so what made you, you know, really decide when Michael went to see you and say, like, Massi, you know, I really want to come there. Like, what was really the attraction for you? You just wanted to come to California, or you just love Michael Chiarello and you said, man, yes, I'm gonna, you know, I want to come here. What was the tipping of the?
I think Chef Chiarello is great. I think he has a great energy, has a great attitude, you know. And I walk into Bottega, and the place has a special energy.
Yeah.
You know, the place it's great. It's always busy. It's
nice and rich.
It's nice and rich. You know, and there is there is the cucina, that is the room inside. There is this beautiful open view, and then there is the giardino, and then there is the terrazzo, that is the balcony outside, and you're in Yountville. You know, you're in the capital of Napa Valley. You know, you are surrounded by great restaurant. It's a great vibe. You know, I have a lot of guests that are very educated about wine, and
so you have fun.
I have fun.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, I have fun, and that is really the most important thing. You know, Chef Chiarello is a great chef with a lot of ambition, and I'm proud and very happy to work for him and to be part of his team, to be on board.
Fantastic. So this month, Bottega was featured to CORKWARS, and I asked the restaurant in Massi to provide me with 2 dishes that you will find always at Bottega, but also to pair the dish with like 2 wines, and those are wines by the glass program. So the first dish that was proposed by the restaurant was the octopus, kind of a salad of octopus. I love octopus, and the wine to go with it was the go ahead, introduce us to the wines, and let's go through that.
So it's really one of my favorite Italian white variety. It's produced in the north part of Tuscany. The winemaker is Fattoria di Fubbiano, that is really one of the oldest winemaker in Tuscany. The grape is a Vermentino. For the people who are not really familiar with the grape, it's parents of the Massi from Portugal, or in Languedoc-Roussillon you can find the Picabon or the Gros Clairette or the Malvasie from Spain. It's that kind of variety. And I really love it with the octopus. The wine does not go through malolactic fermentation, only stainless steel, no oak at all. It's very bright, very clean. You know, it's produced, the vineyards are very close to the coast of Tuscany, so there is almost a touch of salinity on the palate that really match the characteristic of the flavor profile of the clean, octopus. It's very, very clean. You know, it's if you taste the wine, it's has a creamy texture.
Yes, a roundness, but a beautiful acidity.
But then it has the acidity. You know, it's very, very vibrant on the palate, and I really, really love this kind of wine with octopus, with any kind of crustaceous dish. You know, doesn't overwhelm the characteristic of the dish. Is just the perfect part.
You know? That's very, very nice. And so this is a wine that you serve by the glass. And what is the price of this wine by the glass?
Is a Bottega. We have a very fun by the glass program. We have the Quartino program. All the white wine, all the rosé, all the red wine are served by the Quartino. Quartino is an old school Italian style of service that is not a 6-ounce pour or 5-ounce pour, but is an 8-ounce pour, and the wine is served in a very little decanter.
Oh, that's
and
very
it's
nice.
$15 per Quartino.
Okay, that's very nice. Yeah, that's very, very cool. And you find that who's drinking most of those wines here? Do you feel like more tourists drinking that, or the local maybe are drinking that because that's a little bit different of what is being produced here in Napa?
I think everybody enjoy a good glass of Italian wine at the end of the day. You know, people are going out for tasting all day long. You know, and most of the time, you know, they drink this big, rich, full body cab from California. They are very delicious. So at night time, maybe they want to enjoy something different, something a little bit more refreshing, something a little bit lighter in body. So I think it's everybody enjoy this kind of glass.
What at Bottega, is there like any dish on the menu that tend to be a little bit more challenging for you as far as pairing, or is it like, you know, all the cuisine from Michael is very food friendly, wine friendly, and did you find that any challenges?
Not really. I didn't find really any challenge. Speaking about wine pairing, because really Michael Chiarello cuisine, it's Italian friend, Italian wine friend. You know, it's a cuisine that it's made to enjoy with a nice glass of wine. You know, you can have the octopus with this kind this beautiful vermentino. You can have a nice pasta with a rich Californian Chardonnay. You can have the famous Michael Chiarello short ribs with a big, rich petit syrah. You know, there is any dish can have his own wine.
What is your philosophy in a restaurant as far as Corkage?
So for me, it's a new experience because, you know, coming from New York, Del Posto, and Italy as well, everything is a new experience about Corkage. You know, and in the beginning, it was really a shock for me. People walk into the restaurant with their own bottle of wine. You know, at Bottega, I think we have a very friendly Corkage policy. We charge $25 for the first and second bottle, $50 for the third and fourth bottle, and $75 for the fifth bottle and over. And but if you buy a bottle of wine that it's $99 on my list, I waive one Corkage starting from the top Corkage for the most expensive. And we don't open any wine that are already represented on our. But there has to be same wine, same vintage. But we try always to make a happy our guest to work. You know, to something out with them in their favor, not in our favor. I always try to work something out in their favor. You know, someone who walk into my restaurant with a Netitude Latour or Netitude Biondi Santi, I don't charge Corkage. I shake their hands. I respect them really much. And selection.
And you find like people coming up with some very nice wines usually, or sometimes they're like, you know, oh my God, what are you bringing here?
It's a 50-50. Sometimes the people, they bring very nice wine. Sometimes the people just go to wine tasting and they buy a bottle of wine and they come at the restaurant. They bring the wine. That's it.
And you think this is like they bring the wine to save money, or they save the wine because they really like the wine? What is your opinion on that?
You know.
You don't know?
I think it's a 50-50 as well. It's a 50-50. You know, it's something that's part of the experience being in Napa Valley.
We're going to try this one here.
And, you know, they want the full experience. You know, they go to the winery, they visit the winery, they buy the wine, and they bring the rest. You know? Some may say he's going in the cellar and maybe has some amazing wine, and they say, you know, I want to drink an attitude tonight.
That's different.
That's different. You know?
So all right. So and then right after that, after the octopus course, the second dish that was proposed by the restaurant was the Bottega. So I'm not quite sure. I mean, I didn't know what it was at the beginning. It seemed to be like, you know, at first like a type of a bouillabaisse maybe. That was like, you know,
it's very it's very similar. The French bouillabaisse or the American cioppino. Or in Tuscany we have same kind of dish that is called the caciucco.
Okay.
That is a traditional from the northwest of Tuscany on the coast, really very close to Livorno, where there is a very famous wine district in Livorno that is called Bolgheri, where the great Sassicaia, Masseto, Ornellaia come from.
Yeah.
So it's really in our culture, in the Italian culture, to have the dish with the red wine.
Yeah.
With the white wine. Even if it's seafood stew served with the tomato broth, we like to drink a red wine.
Yeah.
A little bit richer style red wine to support, the rich style of
that's
of
a
the
sauce
dish.
more, yeah, and that's
sauce.
more like the sauce is pretty intense.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need some tannins, to support the salts,
Yeah.
But you don't want as well, even overwhelmed. For me, a cab will be
Yeah, a little bit overdone.
too much, overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah. So, so the one that you picked, like, suck it up. Come on, drink it. So the one you pick is pretty cool. Go ahead. I want you to talk about it. But the first time he served me, Massi sent me the wine at the restaurant. That was slightly chilled, and I tell you what, man, that was a really eye-opening. I mean, that was first of all, that's coming in from Sicilia, and please, talk about it.
This is not really coming from Sicily, but from Pachino, like river where the Pachino come the famous tomato. This is a Gulfi, is maybe my favorite winemaker from Sicily.
Okay.
It's an organic wine coming from Pachino. Pachino is really in the southwest of Sicily, right on the coast, facing the Africa.
Yeah.
And the grape is Nero d'Avola. Gulfi is a brilliant winemaker. He produces only single vineyard. The Nero Ibleo is one of his single vineyard, and is actually the biggest vineyard he owns is 6 acres. And the wine it's harvested in early September, middle September, because it's very, very hot. Nero d'Avola reach the perfect ripe very early.
Mm-hmm.
In the season, go through a long maturation, and after 12 months between French Tonneau and French Barrique, 225 a liter.
Okay,
Second and third passage, so you don't really feel the characteristic of the spicy side of the wood. It's more the wood is more a container to have the wine as a lip, get ready. Yeah. And actually, it's.
And this one too was very pure. I mean, that's a wine is clean. I mean, I really, really enjoy that.
It's an organic wine, from very old vines, Albarello style, and you smell really you smell the land of Sicily. Yes, it is a healthy characteristic. It is a really minerality that you can find all over the Sicilian.
And it's very well balanced. I mean,
it's 2009. Now it's.
He has a kind of a nice roundness too, but good structure. Really not oak at all. I mean, that's something. And the fact that we, when you showed it to me, that was a little bit chiller than that, But that's very good too, like that. Yeah. But I think like chill with this with the Bottega was like a really, really outstanding. I thought.
Yeah, we like to serve it.
I wouldn't know like what else to serve with that actually now that you show me that. You know what I'm saying? That's a perfect one.
It's really the perfect wine. He has the perfect body, the perfect rich characteristic to support the rich side of the dish, but it has even the elegance that does not overwhelm the.
Yeah, it's funny because
seafood.
And chill also you can almost serve it by the pool because that's the alcohol level is like what like about 14 maybe
14%.
Yeah. So I mean like nicely chilled instead of like a Beaujolais or something like that. I mean for people that like to drink red wine by the pool, I'm one of those. But that's really delicious. And so my colleague give you like all the carte blanche on the wine program and I know that there was some like a very cool also sommeliers before you at Bottega and how difficult it is for you to kind of when you go into a restaurant, do you have to change and put your marks? You know, do you have to change the one program as a whole, or Michael says, okay, this is what we've been doing, this is what I like, you know, I want you or to keep going on that, or to kind of change it. How much freedom do you have there?
But I have a lot of freedom, of course. I took over a great program. You know, that I'm a very lucky sommelier. I always work for great company with a great program. When you take over a program, you know you need to keep the philosophy of the restaurant. You need to keep the philosophy of what the chef Chiarello wants, and of course. I'm bringing into Bottega, you know, 10 years of fine dining experience that I had in my resume at the end of the day, you know. But, you know, I'm keeping the same philosophy and, you know, adding a few gem, you know, from Italy, you know, what I like to drink. You know, it is what I really, you know, if I was seated at the table of Bottega as a guest, and I was having the Brunetto, I wanted to have this red wine, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm keeping the philosophy of the restaurant of the chef Chiarello, because he has the right philosophy. You know, they didn't hire me to change anything.
Well, Massi, that was awesome. Thank you very much for joining. You know, I encourage you to go to Bottega and you know, most of you know already Michael Chiarello, but, you know, go and stop by and say hi to Massi. You know, he's a character. He's very fun to talk to, and definitely we spend some time with you and give you some pointer and a little education about Tuscan wines or Italian wines. He's a very, very fun guy. I really enjoy your conversation. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank also great sponsors, and I'd like to thank both Bardessono Hotel here in Yountville. This is where the winner of CORKWARS will be spending a couple of days. I'd like to thank Riedel for the glassware. That's fantastic. And I want to thank Bottega again for that. ToutSuite. And until next time, which will be next month, now we'll be featuring La Toc restaurant here in Napa, another great restaurant, great one by the glass program as well. So looking forward to do that. And till next time again, cheers. Salute.
Salute.
Salute. Andiamo.